Good morning to the Be the Light meditation. Johnny Proby will bring us in with song today.
How beautiful. Thank you so much, and blessings to all. I am everything I want to be. I am everything I need. I am everything I want to be. I am everything I need. I am everything I want to be. I am everything I need. And so it is.
And good morning. That just put me in the most perfect space. Let's come back to gallery and I'll pin myself. I feel like we barely need to talk after that. There's something about sound held by the intention and the thought field of Johnny that takes everyone with you. As you sing, you float us on the words and intention of that song. That's how we feel. We raise our vibrations, can be elevated. And what was that, 2 minutes? And I want to apologize. When you said chant, I thought, oh, she wants us to sing along. So the second time you did it, I said, oh, I'll sing with you. But it was so beautiful. I couldn't help but sing. So let's take a deep breath and know the words that she chose were no accident. The theme of today's talk is, let's make sure I've got the volume up, is windows, the importance of timing. And your words for today just absolutely hit home because I am everything I need to be, everything. I accept myself, I love myself. Behind those words is holding that I finally am over judging myself and I can love myself just like this in any state or process. And I'll tell you why this is so important today, November 9th, 2022. I watch when, to me, one of the greatest teachers on the planet, most of what I say, I've learned from her, and then I kind of use and update, bringing in information and filter it back out. Caroline Corey occasionally will pop out with an impromptu YouTube, and she's guided. She's an extremely busy person with award-winning movies, but I can tell when she puts out a YouTube that says, listen, folks, this is a window. This is a wake-up moment, and I hope that you are making these choices and this trajectory in your life. Why? Because everything she does is tracking the windows of the divine plan and assisting us to be in the right vibrational state to get on the bus for where Earth is, and the universe and galactic systems are all orchestrating windows for humans to move forward with a new Earth, because the Earth is moving forward with or without us. And if we sit around and watching everything that's not love-based explode, we're sitting around with our old, antiquated nervous system. I'm not safe. I'm worried about this. Of course we are. That's a logical mind. The divine plan We understand from a different place, from our heart. So she's reaching out saying, this window right now is what? Exactly what Johnny said. Thank you, Johnny. Love yourself. Accept who you are. Heal the world starting with your vibrational field. Be the projector that starts a new, brighter movie, and stop receiving the reels and impulses of the darkness and craziness that's occurring out there. Do not give that a thought, because your seat on the bus is a moving window. Do you see what I'm saying? The window is here, and if you are sitting here mired in a long-standing strangling relationship, and that bus is going, and you're spending years, months, now it's a minute, things are shifting by the day. The accelerating vibrational light and moving into this new form, it is a new vehicle for Earth. It is. It's a vehicle. It's a vibrational milieu that we are creating through the new activities and thoughts and songs, synchronicities. And that vehicle has a window within it that she's inviting you to get in. It's the Harry Potter platform. You got to see it. You got to have eyes to see it. You have to know in your heart it's there, because you're not going to see it with your eyes. Throw out the old formulas. I gave a talk the other day about time and throwing out our old formulas. And what in your mind has kept you in a certain space because you have unconscious beliefs of how things are going to unfold for you. And I'll tell you this crazy thing. In my family, traditionally, women lived past 60, 65. My dad died at 65. I looked around, all the uncles, all the men died 20 years behind the wives. So in my little mind, I thought, well, okay, so this time around with this partner, I'm getting older, and chances are he will die. So right now, I'll play house, and it will just live the best life as a couple, and I'll do a little work. And when he's finished, then I'll do my big work, empowering women's voices and throwing and traveling and doing everything. And Spirit had a big joke for me, because I had a reading. My partner even told me, he says, I've known for a long time, dear, I will outlive you. And I'm like, uh-oh, do you see? The window would have totally passed, and I'm sitting there playing house yet again, which I did for 23 years, and left a marriage because I couldn't be the light I needed to be and do the work. So is there something in your life? Well, I have to wait till Mary graduates. I have to wait till I can afford the next house to do the work and to be the light. What is this window? The window has its own timing, irregardless of earth events or your conscious or subconscious agendas. How do you know? How do you know if you're on the bus? That's a good question. Let's think about that. Take that question into your body. Are you fully experiencing life as a majestic flow without emotional flares, reactivity? Are you having synchronicities that are occurring that just delight you, and your very thoughts? You're finding the more focused you are, the more likely something wondrous and unexpected, but absolutely right for you, is just landing right in front of you. If you're having physical health and you notice that you're getting brighter, that your skin is smoother. You go to a reunion and suddenly everyone's saying, well, look, you're glowing. So these are some signs. And even better than that, you've trained your mind to go still, drop into meditation, and you can see and talk to the divine beings. Jesus Christ, if you so choose. Buddha, talk to God, feel God, be in the presence of the light of the Creator and hold that vibration. And at that point, you will look down on earth with such compassion, such a desire to be present in your functioning, moving, thinking, active body, to emanate peace and joy and light and the divine principles. That's when you know you're on that bus and you're actually a driver with it. No longer a passive worker bee on your parents' psychological agendas and elementary school and then jobs. The way we have turned out people is, I remember in my 50s, I took my kids to the mall. That's what moms did. We probably had hamburgers and sat down, jumped on a little plastic elephant. And there was a booth with a gentleman with natural hair, with puppets and handmade beautiful earth-based wood toys and stories. He was telling a story of a proud prince, and the P came down, and his chest was the P of the proud prince. And I thought, this is a sensorially magical based learning. And it was called Waldorf education. So I put my kids in Waldorf schools. It opened this aperture. I got on the bus for multi-sensory, multi-dimensional based education. But if that booth hadn't have been there, so maybe you're the one that's going to have the booth. You're the one that whatever has meaning for you, create a new, humane, colorful, happy, harmonious world. What is your storefront or your booth for that? Or maybe just not having a car and riding a bike. That is a huge check for having a sustainable future and living in community and living more simply, and to have physical health and that fresh air, saying hi to your neighbors on a bicycle. I mean, we sometimes don't give ourselves credit for the windows that we have jumped in. So when I call her my spiritual teacher, but one of my dear friends said, don't do that, Jan, because when you say my spiritual teacher, I have learned so much. She's a teacher of me about spiritual things, but there are no gurus. No, she inspires me to open my aperture and to discern and compare. Truth is what she's saying. And I have found Caroline's spiritual teachings to be absolute truth, spot on timing, good for all, harm to none, and comprehensive for understanding the deepest and highest level of the divine plan, all of its working parts and components. And I am a megaphone for that information, to say it through my body in a certain resonance for people who track and want to be in my presence to get in their window. I'm bringing through frequencies, words, and ideations and forms that work for your system to understand and integrate and be on that bus. So yesterday when she popped up in this pink, roughly cute little outfit, I thought she wants our attention. And she's saying, folks, love yourself. And she even said, there's no time to not love yourself. This window, I believe, for who is getting on the bus, this bubble of like-minded people to create the new world, is kind of like the moat. If you're over here and you thought there was time to go on that bridge, the window is closing its aperture. So you can't afford a negative thought. Why? It just gives that stream and takes you down the rabbit hole. You can't afford a negative thought because the window is closing. So take a deep breath, and I hope that doesn't excite terror in your voice, in your life, which will come out in your voice, and then you'll create more of it. But actually a sense of being taken care of, because it is the natural next step for the divine plan. We have spent the last few decades as light workers focusing on what's wrong, healing our childhood trauma, healing this, healing that, getting together, healing and needing each other, thinking of new ideas. Well, eventually, don't you think it would work better if we actually didn't think the way that we thought that created the problems? Who was that? Einstein. I hate to pretend I say these smart things. I think it was Einstein. You can't solve the problem with the same thinking. That there must be a dramatic jump and get in that window and choose it. Unfortunately, because of the din, because of people's stock market, because the food chain, they're so mired in the problem that even those that chose to go, that want to hold the light, are not realizing how anchoring those angry, fearful thoughts are. Guilt, I should have done this. Caroline said, the time, there's no time. We're done with the dark. We're done with the heaviness. And so, if you're going to get in this window, get on that bus. She used to say that all the time. We need to get on the bus. For 15 years that I've known her, she's been saying get on the bus. She's made movies, 1 million YouTubes. I've made over 300 YouTubes. And she'll say, she won't say it directly because she's never critical, but I can feel her disappointment that more people have kept the blinders on and not seen or heard the joyful news that there's an option. There is a bus to leave this reality. We were never meant to fix what is fundamentally present from the wrong intentions. The wrong intentions are at the base of it, and the cancer is too deep and too embedded and thorough to continue in this realm of what has been created on earth, the thought field, the outcomes of it. So the moat is closing, the window is closing, and there you go. So this morning, as I was thinking of this, and you might want to think of it too, what were those windows, or those closing doors? There's a movie with Gwyneth Paltrow, Sliding Doors. And in a blink, she went through and met a new partner, or in the other simultaneous track, she stayed with her old partner. And so I recently went to my 50th reunion, and I mentally looked at the different men who potentially could have been my lifetime partner and I could have had kids with. And one I danced with and said, what do you think? We would have had 12 kids. I mean, it was amazing to see the trajectory of my choices and what I've created and who I've become based on those 50 years and the different sliding doors I didn't choose, that I didn't go through. So don't let this momentous, it's like we've been cooking this huge buffet to enjoy the new paradigm, and you've been working so hard in all different ways, and now it's time to open the doors. If you get on that bus, we're going to be opening the doors to celebrate and eat the food and to congratulate each other for all the work for this sumptuous new buffet of life. And of course, I'm not saying buffet, I'm saying the ability to co-create magic, to have the synchronicities, to feel peaceful, to feel connected to spirit, to live in a divine realm the way that we were meant to live. So let's get on the bus today. Let's fully commit with no compromise. No getting off that bus and then running and catching up and jumping in and then trying to fix or rescue or to still, okay. Would you like to get on the bus? We need images. We need to make those choices with fortitude and will. After all, it is will that is the greatest human gift. It's just like trying to lose weight. I mean, you can play around, but 11 o'clock at night, eat those cookies, you're fooling yourself. You're on the bus or you're not. You're on a diet or you're not. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. So you are on a superfood diet, but it's composed of divine vibrations. You've chosen not to eat junk food. You've chosen not to surround yourself with any junk anymore, low vibration. And that you will hold your vibration in such a realm, it is impervious and profoundly permanent. And your presence is emanating the light that you are. And you're completely comfortable with that and do not make apologies. And you're attracting and inviting like-minded bright ones into your life for joyful co-creations. This is what you chose. This is getting on the boat, setting sail, sliding toward closing. So as we're beginning this meditation, has your heart fully said yes? And you know what that means when you're on the diet, no fudging, same thing. Feel this. I am choosing to be in my core divine vibration on all levels without compromise this moment forward. Take a deep breath. Beautiful. I will deal with any confusions or emotions with my vibrational tools. I will release stuck energy instantly before it even comes into my body and energy field. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. As we ask and intend to set this sacred space, we place a beautiful whole line of balance around our body, which does allow us to be in charge of and responsible for this energetic field. I'm noticing how there's a finality to this meditation today. And it corresponds with the written message in the stars that 2022, for those who choose, is the last year of effort. It is the last year of density, if you so choose. 2023 is like the end of the Wizard of Oz, where the tethers and the heaviness come off, and she lifts up and says with spirit, I had the power all along. So feel the levity in your body as you are making this commitment. You are stating to every cell in your body, and therefore the world, that you are releasing whining, worry, manipulation, guilt, all the different signs of a thought field. You're releasing all of this at its root. Feel your body willing and ready to purge and give back to the universe for new creations the particles in your body that are still holding residuals of fear, limitation, lack, survival energy. And go ahead, in your mind, name your patterns to yourself. Name your patterns. Picking narcissistic partners, being afraid of love. All of the ways that you have avoided, sidestepped, being your divine self with human theater and trauma. As I am speaking, it is like we are shaking our entire system with a very light, very fine vibration, and we are gold panning. And we are releasing from our cells all the chemicals, the outcomes, the stories, and from our nervous system and our brain. We ask and intend to release fully and permanently all fear-based patterns and thoughts and behaviors from all of our systems, cellular and intracellular memory. Now, open your crown chakra and we allow a flushing, beautiful, refreshing light that the Creator has provided for you. And this light is now, you feel the warmth on your forehead and the top of your head. And this is bringing in the minutely purifying essence and energy that will bring in the energies for the long run. It will enable all cells to vibrate in this golden, I'm on the bus. And on the bus thinking and behavior is this light that I am now imbibing. Take a breath and breathe it in. It's the tincture that will give you the willpower to stay on the bus. Let it come down into your brain, into your shoulders, into your heart, into your legs, and let your body be a sponge. You have all this space now. You've just released so much of the other circuitry, computer muck. You're rebooting and you're breathing in pure light. This pure light, you don't have to know everything it's doing, but it is at the atomic level spinning. It is re-patterning your DNA. Feel that you are moving into a new, coherent, vibrational, geometric, mosaic, dancing musical structure that is absolutely, stunningly clean and pure as never before, and fully synchronize with the movement of the earth, of the galactic and universal patterning. Take a deep breath. Buruni shirikiator. It helps me to tone it a little bit sometimes with syllables. Humiditiatar. So if you're muted and it helps you, it helps me vibrate it through my fingers. Humninira. I am sounding my heart as a megaphone. There is a new GPS directory in town. A beautiful, they keep getting this word, eminent light, His eminence, the eminence of presence, divine presence, is now singing through every cell in your physical body. Your spirit body is now fused and one with this physical container. The separation is gone. There's a fusing, a wholeness, and a holiness of your presence. I shouldn't say on the bus, I should say on the heavenly Stargate vehicle. This is no human bus with 30 seats, but it's an image you can understand. It's old paradigm. You are within a vehicle, a Merkaba, a geometric Merkaba of which your Merkaba fits perfect. And it is all moving. And it is all dancing and shifting. And your colors and your light and your unique geometry is a kaleidoscope, a divine kaleidoscope of which there is a oneness. Good for all, harm to none. Of which your human will and volition is aligned with those words: truth, beauty, goodness, love, omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. There are no questions because the answers are present within you. All is given as a desire is expressed. There is no limitation of the particles of creation to create the creations that serve the good of all and serve you, because you are an integral part of the good. You are good. You are good. You always were. It just took this little dance in your imagination and shifting, learning some new dance moves, and to let go and know that you're not in charge of the universal dance, and it'll carry you until you learn. Your choice is simply to be on this huge, majestic, moving vehicle towards creation. It's all about creation. Earth got on a funny trajectory and just kept spouting blech, everything we just talked about. I'm not giving it word or lip service. We are now in welcome to, this is what creators think, welcome to my world. Mi casa su casa. All that is available is yours. Feel the supreme joy, the supreme sense of peace, arrival, And this is your true home. No matter where you're hanging out or assigned, as the old paradigm kind of just, I'm melting, I'm melting. The pure essence is showing me who I am and I can't exist anymore. Yes, the Wizard of Oz is a profoundly metaphysical story for our times. Over the rainbow. In this moment, on this call, energetically, we are over the rainbow together. It's time to play. It's time for troubles to be melted like lemon drops. It's time to rise above it all. Where bluebirds fly. I sang this song for years, professionally actually, and I loved it. It was my best song. Where bluebirds fly, and that is on that platform of divine, looking down at earth with compassion and just emanating light. And that's all you have to do now. Don't be part of this strife, part of the offensive resistance. Your best place is being this over the rainbow self, radiating the invitation for this closing window for those that are eyes to see and ears to hear to get in. This is your job for this period, because when the window closes, the fun begins. We let people have their choices and their natural consequences. That work is finished. Amen. Amen. No more rescue boat. You're the lighthouse. For this short period, while the window is still open. When that closes, fully for humanity, maybe it's 2023, Caroline gives that clarion call out. She doesn't do it for herself. That was for us. That was to help me make this message today for you. This is an imminent, all these eminently interesting. This is an imminent call to make good on your promise to stay on that diet. You know how good that feels, right? Feel better and better and better and brighter. Well, there's no comparison between staying on a diet and how good you feel and being a divine emanating light. So that's today's meditation. While I was talking, because you said yes, everything was being orchestrated and everything is in divine order and timing now for you. Good. So, just take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. We thank all the delightful beings, ground team, Caroline, all of it being orchestrated. Thank you for so much assistance for this transition for Earth through us and for us recognizing our ability to choose and our responsibility to respond to the call. Put a beautiful golden resilient egg. Everything else bounces off while this, shimmies in and holds it. And we'll see you next week here live at the Be the Light Meditations. You can access the link if you go to the website soundandlighthealingarts.com, and you'll see, oh, look, Wednesday AM meditations. Just press on it and you'll get the Zoom link. And every Wednesday morning, you can join us no matter where you live. And you can also watch other thematic talks weekly that I've done for years. Okay, I love it that we're at this window. 'Cause my work might be done. I might just get to dancing around the fun all the time.